I'm existing. Guess it's as good as I get.
Flux, you here?
I am.
Yay. Well, last time on Granst, I was about to say Dragon Ball Z. I don't want to have done that.
Last time on Dragon Ball Z.
You guys went continuing your journey towards the north. You found an energy pulse in a field where you learned that the plants are growing oddly fast, in tune with the energy pulses. You then came across an orc patrol that was traveling to somewhere unknown to you at the time. While Brachus lured quite a few of them away with his stag, you guys waited for one of them to go to sleep. They did, and then ambushed them, getting yourself a round and a half on the leader. You managed to take out the group. You eventually called back the stag and took down the 4 stragglers. You then camped, investigating again, seeing if maybe this shaman druid, you don't quite know, was the source of the pulse. It turned out it was not the case. It was still coming from the north. Eventually, you made your way to a densely jungled area, which the plants seem very overgrowth, more so than anywhere else you've been. You came across what appeared to be a sort of stepped hill with sheer cliffs except for a central path. When investigating, you started finding the ruins of a temple. You struck the ranger that has been traveling with you around to investigate, and he reported back a goblin. At that same time, you all had the bright idea to have Bryn fly overhead.
Woo! Flight! I'm finally here!
Good. When you did so, you discovered most of the map. You found out that there seems to be, in this ruined temple, a glowing beacon that seems to be alternating different shades of green. You saw what appears to be another orc chief, another orc shaman, many goblins, and best way to put it, a crudely constructed barn in the back of the ruined temple. There were many signs of attempted destruction of this obelisk. And you even found what appears to be a small... They tried to dig underneath it, and that failed. I forgot to mention as well, you talked to the spider, which told you about the slashy small creatures and how they would come and go. They also mentioned something about flying creatures. And you guys, having reconvened, with Kiri having summoned 2 wolves, it's now time to determine what you're going to do.
Alright.
Diplo, you're not actually in the game yet.
Yeah, I know. I'm getting there.
So the little people we see across the map, those are the actual enemy locations as was spotted, right?
This goblin.
Yeah.
This appears to be another orc chief. This appears to be a orc shaman. And that's all. And
okay.
And that's the giant spider.
Yep.
And this is the glowing green orb. I mean,
how high up is that?
From
relative to where we are.
Where are you? You're right here?
Yeah.
To you, that's a good 40 feet up. You are on a steep walkway between essentially several.
You know what's funny? I think that's still in range.
You are a good 40 feet high from your position behind the rocks. Each one of this would be about 10 feet, these cliff faces. And you're at the very bottom, so yeah, no. And then at the top, it goes up a little bit till it gets to this stone floor.
Okay. And like stuff like here, more spider webs.
Yes, there's spider webs over there.
Okay. Alright.
No room in this fucking book. It's equipment section, so it's like really hard to spot when you're fucking skimming through pages. Here we are.
We got this. Don't worry. We're
It's
a...
about it's late afternoon. The sun's still in the sky, but it is
Okay.
on its way down.
I can shoot up to 320 feet without penalty while ignoring half in 3/4 cover.
Okay.
So theoretically, if we did want to engage these things, I could snipe either that shaman or that chieftain from here.
They've shown, at least from where you are, they've shown no signs of knowing you're here.
So that is an option.
That it is.
Actually, interesting. Is there a weight limit on that broom?
I believe it's 400 pounds.
Yeah. So we can technically put another person there.
My God, can we circle strafe the dwarf around?
I will say, if you're trying to shoot from the broom, you're gonna have to perform acrobatics, athletics or acrobatics to keep yourself on that broom while you're aiming and shooting.
It slows down if there's more than 200 pounds on it.
Okay.
Goes down to 30 feet fly speed.
Okay. The idea needs work. Not the situation I'd want to try and practice this in, but definitely something to put on the back burner.
Yep.
Right. Future engagements, we could just split or sell this and have helicopter sniper support on the broom.
Alright. So, here's what I'm thinking. If you're to try and take the goblins out at like this level, at the lower level here we're at, we'll just get hit with like suppressive attacks from above us. Probably the best chance we have is to go up to the front and deal with the ones up top.
I will say, since you came from above, these walls are intact for a little bit. While from here to here is mainly open, like this.
Yeah.
Like, where's the draw tool? No.
Kind of like that.
Yeah. Like, this is kind of like it fell down and is open. The rest of it, for the most part, little areas like here are almost gone. But most of the rest of it is can conceal most of you.
Yep.
I got get rid of these marks. 1 second. Boop.
Surprise myself. The shit I can do.
Practice.
If I can't do enough damage, then all that's just going to do is give away a position.
More than likely. But you can provide like fire support. Brackus.
Yeah, I'm just trying to remember like how much is my actual like sneak attack right now. 6.
Well, we're level 6, so it's gonna 3d6.
3D. Okay, so 3d6. I got a magic crossbow. It's doing 1d8 plus 3 plus the there it is 3d6 sneak. I can add plus 10 for a -5 to hit.
Getting
That's
very
gonna be a
meta
plus
gaming
2 to.
right here.
I mean, I figure just my guy calculating the wind and distance.
Yep.
So, I don't consider it that metagaming to be looking at my options saying, if I
Fair
hit
enough.
this man, how hard can I hit him?
Fair enough.
Hey, it's just like a sniper going through all the
It's
mental
like,
calculations.
Can I take this man down conceivably in 1 to 2 hits? If not, this is not something I want to try to do.
Fair enough. You have fought
Alternatively,
both
then I would suggest maybe going around the sides and trying to quietly pick off the reinforcements and then go in.
You do know from experience that the shamans tend to have a decent amount of health, but
Oh, I wasn't
not
even trying to guess the health so much as just.
yeah, not a well. No, this is just because you guys fought some before, but you know that the war chiefs tend to be pretty beefy.
I mean, I just assumed so. I assumed I wasn't going to kill either one in one hit. I was just like in my head trying to figure out like with my abilities. What damage am I doing for the trade-off of trying to hit them at that range?
Fair enough.
I feel very 50-50 on whether or not it's a good opening move to go for the head first, or if it's better to go around the sides and try and get rid of
some
the
of the
reinforcements.
You see them start to move around. You do hear. If someone wants to try and hear them, give me a listen check.
Yay, perception.
So that
Sorry,
just be
perception.
perception. Yeah, I'm trained in perception. I'll try it.
Sovik and Bryn, you hear them complain about it's gonna be another 50 years before you even dent this thing. Why are they so obsessed about getting rid of it? That they mention the messengers that are in the barn are getting fat and lazy.
Okay.
Just general grumbling about the situation.
So, either the barn someplace we haven't seen yet, or it might be this area over here.
That's my guess. That's it. It's the only.
Because there might be people in there, which I assumed anyway, because I can't see. Anywhere I can't see, I just assume's enemy.
There's a weird makeshift wood roof that you can't really Bryn really couldn't see through over that part of the it seems to be the most intact. The doors are intact. They seem to be giant gates, one above, one below.
Okay.
Don't
My
really hear. You can't
fear
really
then-
hear any of the goblins on the other side.
If we do go around the side, I'd say we go around this way, since that's got more cover, and we're less likely to get seen by the guys in the middle.
This way. Hit my token. This way or
Yeah,
this
if
way?
we were to go up through like here.
Okay. Yeah, that would be the best bet. Unless a good our way around.
Because how steep are how tall are these steep cliffs? Between
About 10
10
feet
foot.
each.
10 foot.
So this
not
one's about 10 foot. This about 10
But we
foot.
could.
You're close enough near one to take a look. Give me a perception check or investigation.
Open up the right window.
And Struck will
I'm actually better at investigation, so.
try a nature check. You notice they seem to be worn walls. It's not a it's not a lot of footholds, but you can and handholds, but you can find a couple. They don't appear to be too wet. You think you could climb them in a pinch?
Okay.
Struck just kind of pipes up and
they,
says it hasn't rained in a while.
Yeah. Are they doing any kind of like work in the area that's making like the sound of like tools and the like kind of?
Not at this moment. You as Bryn saw, there's like a pile of broken tools,
So I
pickaxes,
gotta-
shovels.
I got a pickaxe and a shovel. We could make safe headholds up one side along where the wall would be covering us to make it easier to climb up.
If we could.
Or we could just
How long?
shoulder boost somebody up and then lower a rope down and just hold the rope.
We have this.
Kiri's not in her wolf form. There's
Right-
they
Right now, I'm thinking the best bet in my mind is to go around, clear out the goblins one by one, and try and get them before they can make a noise or get too much of alarm up. So that when we get into the center, all we have to deal with is these two guys here and whatever's in that building. And that way we don't get surrounded.
Yeah.
And if we do alert them while we're out in the area around it, at least we know where they're coming from, and less likely to have anyone coming from behind.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking if a fight does break out, we'd have a better chance of positioning
Yes.
based on the lay of the land we have here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see how that's not a good plan.
Okay.
Says Struck.
Okay. All right. So what I could do is this. I could like move in, kind of like sit down right behind the wall up here, and I could have my wolves just go around the lower portion, like going around this way, and deal with the stuff down here.
Okay.
That way we could at least get rid of at least potentially 2 levels of enemies.
If I move around the edge of the upper level, I can also, if I have to, I can aim down and pick off anyone in the lower levels if they need help.
Alright, you hear that, boys? You're going around the side here.
Also, because I wasn't here, what exactly is the deal with this giant weird spider we apparently talked to?
Got information from it.
Right? You
Okay.
talk.
So-
Kiri
Yeah,
talked
she
to the
talks
spider.
spiders now.
Oh, okay.
He mentioned something, flying creatures that they mentioned the small green creatures like to cut their webs. Then asked to eat one of you.
Oh,
You politely declined, and one of you gave them jerky. One of the few things they probably couldn't eat.
Yeah, who gives jerky to spiders? They drink the fluids and viscera.
Yep.
I hate the damn things, and I know that.
The spider, since you were a big group and it wasn't exactly going to be able to surprise you, skittered up its nest and went. You watch as the shaman drops down from there and goes to start making a campfire. You see a circle of stones. It looks like it's been well used. He seems to be setting up some sort of meat to be cooked.
Oh,
The chieftain is just kind of staring at it, shaking his head, wondering what he's just shaking his head. You don't, unless you want to do an insight check, you don't know why.
Alright, well, I'm gonna roll for stealth to try and go up the hill and off to the side there. Kind of go like that.
Okay.
Start heading off that way.
Right. There's no reaction.
Just gonna.
You can hear some. You can hear some logs being thrown in, fire being started. Seems to have a large knife out cutting into the meat. You are at what?
I can't tell if you really want us to pay attention to what he's doing or not, or if you're just trying to fill time.
I'm having a living world and not just waiting on you guys.
Okay.
I
Okay.
would note it. I would note you had a pretty good stealth. When you got to about here, that is the lowest point of the wall.
Okay.
Your small dwarven form. You realized it in time and ducked away, but your shoulders were shoulders up was probably visible if someone was paying attention.
Good thing they weren't. Alright, I'm probably gonna try and get up to the next corner here.
Okay. Same stealth. No one seems to respond. You see a goblin. If you're peeking around the corner, or you just
Yeah, I'm peeking around the
Okay.
corner.
You see one goblin in a tent. He seems to be picking at his feet, relaxing pretty much in his tent. They don't seem to be in any sort of heightened state or anything. You see a pickaxe thrown against the side of the tent. It seems well used and worn. But nothing really else. That's what you could see out in the open.
I should be what I have in my inventory. Is he like sitting in a way that he's kind of he technically be facing this way, or
Half and half. He's
okay?
technically to the side. He's
Like,
not looking.
Because I just realized I have fishing equipment, and that means I have fishing line. I was like, if he's sitting facing away, I'm just gonna try and sneak up and garrote the fucker. But
He's sort of. He's not looking out of the flap, but he's also not completely turned around either. He's not like
Okay.
this. He's just kind of like half looking.
And I don't. One shot at this. I'm going to try and shoot him from the corner here.
Which
I'm
one?
gonna
This
take-
one?
Yeah, I'm going to shoot that guy up there,
Okay.
hanging out in the tent. I'm going to, just to be doubly sure, I'm going to take the -5 to hit for sharpshooter to do the +10 damage. So it's going to be -5 on my roll here.
Oh, you definitely hit an unarmored goblin.
All right, and
Yeah, I think he's dead.
You know, he's definitely dead. You shoot him right in the head. He doesn't seem to even have time to make a sound as he just kind of falls slumped over. He was already sitting down. He's kind of almost looks like he just went for a nap if it wasn't
Okay.
for a giant bolt in his head.
which I'm actually going to go over and go try and collect carefully.
All right. I'm gonna need another stealth check because you stopped and did something.
Yeah.
Okay, you successfully go over and pull that bolt out of his head, carefully
got it.
keeping yourself away from the edge.
Is there like a bedroll or anything inside the tent?
There's a pile of leaves, but other than that,
Okay.
it seems he seemed to have been
Um,
sleeping in. They're big jungle leaves, but other than that,
I'm gonna like put him down in the big jungle leaves, but I'm also gonna like drape one over him to try and kind of hide the blood.
fair
So
enough.
if anyone just kind of casually walked by, it just looked like he's sleeping under a leaf.
All right.
Okay. Up.
All right. You doing anything with your wolves there, Kiri?
Yes, I am. I was just waiting for you to be done. What I plan on doing is trying to sneak my wolves to right around here. So that way they could just quickly rush up and kill that one. So let me just roll a stealth check for them.
With the wolf stuff. Fair enough. Okay. Your wolves aren't super stealthy.
Fortunately, they're wolves, so it's not like they're super out of place either.
Yeah, no, they're not out of place, but I'm gonna have to make a roll for the very relaxed, not paying attention goblin. For DM roll, it's
like /GM roll, I think.
yeah, it's GM.
Please botch, please botch.
Where is it? There it is.
This is why I eventually just found my dice and started doing that shit with actual physical dice. I don't have to take the time to remember and type shit out.
Go. Doesn't seem to notice you.
All right. And
No, notice your wolves, at least from their wolvy brains. They kind of get around the corner and duck into the brush, looking forward.
yep. And this one who's
Now I need to ask a mechanical question. How are you directing the wolves from so far away? You have like
I told the wolves to go around and quietly hunt goblins they see.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, I gave him a very simple command of go hunt them, but be quiet. So this one is going to go right up. Okay, actually, since they both move on the same turn, let's just move that one back.
Okay.
Two wolves suddenly like, ah!
Well, the goblin, you get surprise rounds, so they get advantage on their attacks. The goblin is unarmed. He's unarmored.
All right.
And he was just kind of chilling in his tent, drinking some watered down ale. And they both technically take a bite out of the unarmored goblins.
So, Wolf 1. Wolf 2. 21 damage.
Wolf 2 didn't even need to do damage.
Wolf 1 just went right for that throat. Wolf 2 is just like, give me a hamstring.
It's not as clean a death as your rogue friend did, but he's still dead.
At the same time, wild animals. Easily ripped out.
Fortunately, as your wolf definitely did go for the throat, which prevented any sound from escaping.
Okay. And out of curiosity, like, what exactly do they see looking further down, like this way? Since we actually didn't go that far.
more rocky hill. The cliff seems to continue off. There doesn't seem to be anything interesting on this lower level. Oh right, I didn't show you guys.
To be fair, we didn't exactly go much beyond like seeing here, seeing goblins.
Yeah. You see more pathway. Let me measure this out real quick. See another tent. This one seems to have fancy a totem outside of it. Seems to be made of a little bit better material, but you don't see anyone in it from there.
All right. And my wolves will just move up to here and let me just roll their stealth. Oof.
Okay. They think they're being stealthy.
in their heads, they're sneaking along the Metal Gear Solid. To everyone else, they're just strutting down the hill to Uptown Funk.
Yep. And that's anyone else doing anything, or?
No, you move those wolves to that tent, and then we'll take care of that. All right. They see inside the tent, and they don't see anything. This one seems to have a mattress made out of straw and leaves. Nice pillow. There seems to be a wooden dresser in there. It's a much more furnished tent than the Goblin tent. And it seems to be a little bit bigger, but there's not anyone in it.
Well,
Now we can see if anyone else is doing anything.
Okay, there we go. So, anyone else doing anything?
Yeah, I'm just looking at what my best options are here. As far as equipment goes. I think I do have knives. That might actually work better. As funny as garroting a goblin would be. Alright, so I'm gonna
Quick question.
try and... These are all, like, regular bushes, right?
Yes.
Okay.
They're deep. They're nice, thick jungle bushes. Essentially.
Okay. I'm gonna sneak my way into this one first.
Okay.
Then I'm gonna try and get up, like, right over to here behind this guy.
They should be in the tent, just kind of like there.
Okay.
The other one's, for some reason, outside his tent right now.
You're gonna try
Right,
to garrot,
right.
aren't you?
Try and sneak up behind him. No, I'm gonna just try and I'm gonna come up behind him with a dagger, and whatever you want me to roll to just quietly
Cover his
creep
mouth,
up,
sort of
cover his
situation?
mouth, and just slit his throat.
Okay, let me look at the options here. 1 second, I actually want to look at your sheet for this. Where is your sheet? Grimbold. Come here, Grimbold. Let's see. You know what? Give me a sleight of hand. You are trying to just quickly slide that. That's decently high. You're quickly trying to slide that hand over his mouth while you're essentially stabbing him through the heart from the back.
Yeah, more or less.
Okay. Roll for an attack with advantage on your surprised goblin. You definitely hit. And you kill him. Now,
I'm just gonna quietly and slowly drag him with me back into the brush.
Call a predator.
I was going to, with that sleight of hand, it's fine. Yeah. You just sort of drag him into the bush.
This guy's just kind of chilling in a tent.
Yeah, he's kind of chilling in a tent. He seems to be eyeing his bed of leaves.
Okay. I am gonna try and shoot him.
Okay.
He's in the tent. I'm actually
You
not gonna go
can,
for that.
you can make out enough of him
As long as he doesn't have full
with
cover.
your feats.
Yeah. My feats, but the fact I have like
shot,
fucking
but
Usopp
if you did,
goggles.
yeah, if you didn't have the feat, you would he would be having some pretty
Yeah.
big cover.
You also remember I have the eyes of the eagle that I'm
Yeah.
basically always having just up over my head. They're basically just Usopp's goggles, so I can
Fair
just
enough.
drop those down whenever and see minute details up to like 2 miles away. So I'm just gonna lower my goggles, take aim, and I'm not gonna take the penalty this time. I'm just gonna go straight for the hit on stealth
You're lucky.
because stealth advantage.
Oh yeah, you have advantage. No, you would have been lucky even if it wasn't that. He seems to be eyeing his bed. Seems like he was about to go in, and you just help him in.
That's a nice, respectful man.
Go sleep, little gobbo. I want me to roll stealth again.
Yes, you would have to roll stealth again because you've done something. Right.
And I just gotta stealth in that tent and get my crossbow bolt back.
Okay. Now, Kiri, would your wolf still be moving around?
Yes, they would.
Okay.
Specifically looking for goblins. So just orient them.
That stealth check you had before. Keep moving.
Alright. And let's see the...
They come across essentially because they're wolves and they fucking would be able to see it, they come across a rather large spider web across the pass.
Okay, so it's not like overhead type stuff, but actually all throughout the...
No,
in
it's
front of
covering the pass. Yeah.
So basically, if they were to try and walk through, they'd go right through the web. Okay.
Yes.
Alright. Well, at that point, one of them's gonna probably try and... actually, didn't... Can I justify one of them trying to sniff for a spider?
I wonder. There is a giant web
Giant
covering
web.
the entire pathway.
Yep. Does the wolf smell a spider?
1 second.
Does the wolf know that spiders are not automatically enemies?
There is, in fact, a spider sitting up in one of the higher bushes. Another giant spider just kind of sitting there.
Does it look like there's maybe a way around it without actually going through the web, or not really?
Not really, from what they can see. The web seems to... I don't know if you've ever... Down south, we have them all over the place, but no, this is a very large web. It is designed to cover a very wide swath of area.
So, like, if it was a hallway, then it's wall to wall, essentially.
Yeah.
Okay. This is probably a bad idea. They were told just to look for goblins. I didn't tell them to turn around. God, this is a bad idea, dude. They're probably gonna at least.
You know what? I'm gonna have you make your wolves roll an intelligence check. They're not
No better than to try and go through the fucking
Yes,
web.
they do.
Yeah, they should know better than to try to walk through a giant spider web. But we're gonna see if they do. They do.
Wolves ain't dumb. They're just like, nah, fuck this shit, I'm out.
Yep.
Fuck this shit, we're out.
All right.
So, want to do another stealth check to walk away, or just keep with the 5?
Yes, you can go ahead and do another one. They did interact with the environment. Okay.
So they're just gonna pretty much go go right back to the group.
Back around. All right. Move back to Grimbald. You see a single tent in the distance. Don't really have eyes on the goblins, but
Do you want a fresh stealth check, or do you want to keep using that 18?
no, you can keep your 18. You had your kill. Wait, no. You took the bolt, didn't you?
Yeah, I took the bolt.
All right,
That's
no,
what I was
then-
asking.
Yeah, just fell straight. New stealth then. Okay, 21.
All right. Let's sneak up into these bushes and by this pillar here. Now I'm gonna kind of inch my way out, hugging the pillar.
Okay. You come out with a goblin just kind of looking forward, talking to his buddy who's in the tent. You don't know what he's doing. Goblin's just saying, the work. They always make us do this. How many times have we tried to break that damn green thing? It's never gonna break. Why are we here? Here the humans broke through their wall. Aren't we helping? And it's a general conversation. You take from this and what appears to be the leaders that no one's really happy with this assignment.
Yeah.
The other one seems to be doing something in the tent. If you want to try to figure that out, you may give me a perception.
Sure, why not?
Okay. You smell the faint whiff of something cooking in the tent. Don't know what it is.
I'm going to.
Bryn's just watching everyone
I've
else
never
do
had to look this up
thinking.
before because I always use my crossbow. Do I have multiple attacks as a rogue? I don't think I do.
No, you do not.
Okay, I was gonna say because I run up, do the stabby thing, and then throw another knife.
Guys, we have a dwarf.
Okay, doing the knife thing. I'm gonna try the knife thing from before again. I'm gonna try and go
Okay.
up, grab him, kill him, and then drag him out of sight of the tent.
Okay. Well, get me another sleight of hand. Okay. You run up. You put your. You wait for a pause in the conversation, where it seems like a logical stop for him to essentially just stop. And you go up. You put your hand, and you, with advantage.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you don't need to do damage if you don't want to, but I know a rogue with sneak attack and damage is one of those things most people want to do.
I just want to see what it does. Oh
Yeah,
Jesus
no.
Christ!
Yeah, no, his eyes go dark. There's not even any blood. You just kind of insert the dagger in his back. and
Nice,
he's
nice
gone.
clean stab and drag him away into the jungle.
Be the predator.
Okay, you drag him in. By the way, put that over there. All right, you kind of drag him in and put him in the brush up against the wall. You do make a little bit of noise.
Yeah.
Putting the goblin into the brush, but you don't see anything happening.
And I'll use my cutting action to just try and re-stealth while I'm in the process of doing that, and then kind of
Okay.
creep back over.
All right.
When I have a good look at him, I'm going to go ahead and take my stealth shot.
Oof, no, you miss. You
Stealth?
no, that's advantage. Sorry, you're right.
Yep.
You're good. And I just rolled essentially a perception to see if the goblin noticed anything. It did not. So no. You successfully, while the goblin seems to be cutting up something, you shoot it in the back of the head. There seems
Alright.
to be a very small fire in the middle of the tent with a pot. The goblin had its back turned and you just waited for your moment.
All right, and I'm just gonna re-stealth, go in for my bolt, and I'm just gonna take everything off the fire so that doesn't end up like bubbling over or anything later and fuck us.
Okay.
In fact,
Alright.
while I'm here, I'm gonna put that fire out.
Fair enough. Anything else?
No, I'll
While
just...
this was going on, was anyone else doing anything back at the below? Abracus, Bren. Struck was just kind of he got told that they were going around and killing, so he's just kind of waiting.
Bryn's looking at Struck. Bryn looks at Abracus. Bryn starts dealing. Pulls out some stuff and starts painting a bit.
Okay. Abracus, are you doing anything specific? Flux?
Brackus is just kind of looking around. Doesn't lost in thought.
Okay. Curio wolves eventually come back. I'm gonna say, I assume, So
I would have eventually gone back around the way I came because I don't want to
Right.
risk.
So you're about, I'd say here, because there's no enemies, so you're going stealth, but you're moving a bit quicker than before. You're not really
zoom out.
you're not really darting. You're not really darting between the bushes. You're just kind of making sure not to make noise while you walk now.
Yeah.
And you get to about here. The wolves get back to you, Carrie. You can speak to them, correct?
Yes, I can.
Okay. They essentially tell you they killed a goblin. It was an easy kill. Then a spider web stopped them and they came back.
All right.
Sovek, you shortly after that, you make it to I was gonna pull you to about right there. And you know this is the low point, so are you doing anything special?
I am going to stealth just to make doubly sure I'm being stealthy.
Okay. You know that you could potentially be seen there. You duck underneath, make sure you cannot be seen as you walk by. You successfully get by and get to about here in this bush where you can start to see the others.
Hang on a second.
What?
But
My wife's trying to show off her Pokemon. Give me a second.
Okay.
Okay. When I get back, I'm gonna kind of creep up to the edge of the cliff where they can all see and hear me, and let them know that I took care of all the goblins on the upper level going around.
Yep.
Okay.
And
It took
I've
you.
also carried the ones down here.
Okay. It took you about 30 minutes to carefully sneak around the entire temple. Both of your wolves and that this was not a quick journey. Everyone took their time. The sun's getting a little darker. The campfire above is getting brighter because of the lack of light. Both of the orcs appear to be just about ready to eat. And you start to hear the sounds of nature come back over. You start hearing owls. You hear animals skittering in the bushes. Seems to be an early evening.
All right.
Okay. We'll have cover of darkness for this at least. I actually have to go for just a second and grab my lunch. I'll be back in like 5.
Okay, yeah, we can take a 5-minute break.
So it's been about So how long has it been? Just a half hour?
I'd say half hour
Okay, good.
to go around, kill, being careful, being very sneaky. It's not a huge area, but Grimbold and the wolves were ordered to were going very sneakily. I should have said stealthy. Sneakily is not actually a word.
Okay.
Oh, it actually is. Well, okay.
All right, guys. I'm gonna have you go over here. When you're giving the signal.
How long do you have the wolves for?
1 hour.
Okay. It's been, I'd say, about 45 minutes for the wolves. So
Okay,
keep that in mind.
45 minutes. Okay.
Let's see here. And we're gonna take a 5-minute break at 8. Wait for Sovik to come back. Let's see here. I was not expecting the stealth kills around the temple. Doesn't mean I won't need that. Put this at.
Yay, breaks.
Let's see here.
We're just watching.
How's
the
everyone
guy-
doing?
Pretty good. You?
I'm doing okay. Yeah, it was a rough bit this morning, but other than that, it's been a better day than I thought. Change that up just a little bit. Get that ready. There we go. Do. Where is this? Yeah. Oh, well, that not what I wanted at all. Thank you, game. Weird. There we go. Now I'm ready. It seems to be, it's just a quiet, Sons of Nature come back. Everything seems to be chilling. You know that if you look, you notice the spider web, the spider below is starting to try and rebuild a web. Uh, a quiet evening in a jungle region.
Yep.
I'm back.
All right. Well, is everybody here? Everybody get
I am.
drinks, use the restroom if they needed to.
All the above.
Diplo, you're muted. Are you here?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yes,
Well,
yes, yes, yes.
carry on.
All right. So Now that all those are dealt with, all that's left is up ahead. All right. So how do we want to do this? Do we just want to move straight up against them, or how do we want to do this?
Is there any... Struck pipes up. Was there any indication where the these two might sleep? It's already starting to be evening.
I'll ask the wolves. By chance, was there any like tents that might look better than some of the other stuff?
Your wolves told you of one.
Okay. There's...
Coincidentally, would I have just happened to like noticed it as I was going by on the cliff, or
I'll
that too deep in
let
the
you
bush?
give me a retroactive perception check, as you were keeping around, and that is a gap.
Tabs, perception. There you go.
You noticed a tent with a totem outside of it, but you didn't actually look inside of it.
I didn't think so. I was just trying to see if I had like some kind of a mental landmark note for what the wolves were talking about. Because I imagine I can give better direction than wolves.
If
No offense to the wolves.
Bark, bark,
Kiri,
bark.
give me an intelligence check with the wolves. For how much
I give like
information
fucking Magellan about
Intelligence or a save?
just straight intelligence. How much they tell you. They mentioned one of the tents had a totem. Smelled nicer than the other ones. That's about it.
All right. Apparently,
Had
a
a
tent that smelled nicer and had a totem. Probably
I
gonna
noticed
where
one
one of
with
those
the
two
totem
are.
when I was going by. It's on the opposite side of the hill.
All right. So, could potentially ambush one of them.
Did they mention the spider webs off to the
Yeah,
one side?
they mentioned spiderwebs to me.
Okay. So that tells me that they're probably now. I keep hitting the map. I'm trying to hit the scroll bar. They're probably going to come up this side here on the right, on their way over to that tent. Then, since my guess is the other side's overrun with spiders, if there was a big web blocking the way coming back down, so we know which way they're going to go. Probably
Yeah.
what path they're going to take, because I doubt they're going to try and slide down the hill on the upper path here.
Yeah. So
So we could either ambush them on the path, go hit them while they're inside, or set something up at the tent.
Do you not believe they'll be alerted the moment they notice there's no other goblins?
That's kind of what I was thinking.
They aren't going to follow usual standard procedures of just going to their tents and going to sleep. The moment they see there's no one else, they're going to set off an alarm or tell the others.
Especially if their wolves already killed one somewhere on that lower path.
They would have to get past the voice of God here. They would have to get past what it was a kind of bloody scene of a goblin to get all the way to the tent.
yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like we know the wolves killed at least one goblin, because I'm assuming they're going to report, "Hey, we found one and ate it."
You know, if they
So
had to go
there's
by
recent
this
goblins
one,
somewhere.
maybe you'd have a chance. But they're
Yeah.
gonna have to go past that one.
So my guess is we should probably set up an ambush either out here or somewhere a little bit down the path before they would run into the first signs of the other tents.
Yeah.
Where are the ambush locations?
Either we
I
set
think
one
they're
up somewhere out
saying
here in
either
front.
here, right here, just general area where you all are right there.
Yeah, so either somewhere out here
Or-
in the front or somewhere like up the
or
path,
like right
halfway
here
between.
at the pillar, where
Yeah. Because I imagine on that lower path, by the time they get to here, they're going to see in the distance that tent's got a bunch of dead goblin bits up there. So we
they
have
would-
between when they leave this ruins.
I will
and get to about
allow
that
you
pillar.
to make a wisdom check for me.
Okay.
You're trying to interpret the land.
Wisdom.
That's pretty good.
Actually, wouldn't that be
You
survival?
If you wanted survival. Okay. Now it's
Because I'm trained in survival. Hang on a minute.
okay.
I know my wilderness shit.
You would surmise once they got to about here, they'd be able to see the bloody scene that you saw as you were coming back.
Okay.
To where?
This rock would block
there.
most of it, and this brush would. But once they got to here, they would definitely, if they were looking, notice that something was up.
Okay, so we got some time between when they leave the ruins and get past the bend in the path to set up an ambush. I think the terrain works more to our favor if we set one up on the path. We could try and surprise them around one of the bends.
Yeah.
Have the range guys up top. You close up folk down on the actual path. Maybe have the wolves hang back and then cut off the back, maybe.
Yeah, have the wolves like towards like the area back here, like maybe back here, and as soon as the fighting starts, they just move forward and assist.
Yeah, I keep forgetting to. You guys look down there. It's besides the spider web up here, it seems to be pretty clear, at least till you get to whatever this is over here.
Yep.
I like how because I'm apparently just too zoomed in that I'm not seeing any of your pings.
Sorry.
There's quite a bit of map here.
There was an area. There was an area covered up that really doesn't need to be covered up because flying broom. But yeah, that.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Hey,
so
do we box them in this fort or we hit them on the road? That's how I see it.
I can have my two wolves just try and meet them down on the road.
One wolf tells only the truth, the other tells only the lies.
Well,
Turns out when they both told you about the goblin, they were both somehow telling the truth, but one forgot to mention he still lives.
But you forget, in some advanced versions of the Knight and Knave puzzle, one can tell both lies and the truth.
Yeah.
But you can't tell which they're telling at any given moment.
I think that Kiri, I think they were meaning for your wolves to stick around like somewhere down.
Okay.
Yeah,
here.
like hide here and then have them follow them up the path and attack when they meet us.
Okay, so like have them be like right hidden down here, then follow stealthy behind. Okay.
This is, of course, is assuming that they go to bed in under 15 minutes.
Which they might not. Which is why another option is to just storm the place and hope we can deal with whatever's in that unknown area.
I prefer, like, just to ensure still having the wolves, we might need to just storm.
Would I remember if when I was down by the tent, if actually no, I didn't go that far down. I didn't even look. Just say, could I see where that fire is from? Because I know I could see it from over here. I was wondering if I could see it also from over here. Because then we could try and get them a crossfire with me and the our ranged NPC buddy.
Sorry, I'm uncovering walls. Struck is not against trying to catch them in a crossfire.
Yeah, because if we can box them in, that also works. We know nothing's coming behind us.
Agreed. Nothing's going to be coming from behind us. We can take advantage of that.
The sun starts
I'm just still leery of what I don't know what's in there. For all we know, they have a cave troll.
And if that's the case, I can help out with that.
The sun starts to go down a little bit.
5 minutes left for the
in
wolves.
You got about 5 minutes left of the wolves.
Guys, look, we gotta go now. Either we attack or not. Because in a few minutes, I'm gonna lose control of my wolves. I say we go forward.
No,
Okay.
you're not going to lose control of your
They'll disappear.
wolves. They're going to go away.
They'll just go.
They'll disappear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. If we want to keep the wolves, I say this is our chance. Go for it. And damn the consequences. We deal with it when it happens.
Yes. All right.
It's
Okay, boys. Going forward.
Guys are in control until you guys do something.
Okay. What was the other dwarf's stealthy man's name?
Strug.
Struck.
Struck. Yeah. Okay. does Struck want to take the low wall over here, or does he want to try and sneak into this more open area and find someplace? I don't know how confident he is in his abilities to sneak through a big open area.
God, Struck's page went away, so give me a second and I'll tell you how confident Struck is with his skills.
If Struck's feeling iffy, I'm willing to be the one to roll the stealth check and just strut balls his brass to that open coverage.
Struck probably feel a little bit better about going to the low wall.
Okay, then I pray enough will roll a stealth check to try and go for the other wall.
Okay. See?
Well,
You
being
you
stealthy.
think you stay stealthy. Struck kind of moves there. Give me a minute. I need to make a GM roll.
I'm gonna make a stealth roll just to get
I
behind.
have a
this
feeling
wall.
once I go out of this brush and try to make a break for that corner, is where this is gonna break down or not.
I'm gonna make a stealth roll just to hide behind this bit of wall here.
Now, your advantages are they are distracted. They are high up. Half of you, most of where you are traveling, Sovik, is blocked by a stepped up platform to the thing.
Yeah. Just kind of making sure everyone's in position he wants to be, and then I'm just gonna make my
Okay.
stealthy go for it.
You get anybody else moving?
All right, gonna inform the wolves.
Yes.
Move forward,
Okay.
and once you get past the fallen arch, no more quiet.
Okay,
It's attack.
roll stealth for your wolves. Okay, your wolves
I fully
definitely.
understand that my part's gonna be the hard part, so I'm probably gonna be the last one to move because if I get spotted, it just breaks this whole thing.
Okay, Bren gets up there pretty well. Brack is the only one still on the bottom rung.
Brex is at the bottom rung on top of his elk doing the fucking Hulk Hogan trying to hear the crowd. Listening for this.
All right.
Are you not entertained?
The war chief doesn't notice a goddamn thing. But as you move by, you hit one of the loose bricks that's in the pile here, and the shaman kind of stops eating for a second, turns around, and starts walking very very slowly.
Okay.
You hear the wharf shades. Something wrong? Thought I heard something. Maybe more food. Maybe another creature. I'm gonna go check it out. Keep eating. He starts to slowly move down
I'm
the
gonna
stairs.
wait until it gets in a position where I think that he won't be in direct view of the war chief, and then I'm gonna take the minus to hit and just try and stealth hit this guy for as much damage as I can.
Okay. Struck is moved to here. I'm gonna measure something
Shit,
out.
yeah, it's only a 10.
I'm gonna measure out here. Struck is he's on alert, but he is not expecting it. When he gets to about here, both you and Struck unload, trying to take him down.
Bearing in mind that that's technically a 10 even with advantage because I have -5 for using my
Oh
thing.
yes, I know. Struck gets a straight roll, unfortunately. Where's his yeah, there is. While you, unfortunately, wait, let me take a look. It is a caster. They don't have the best health. He does not have his shield. Even taking that +2 away, unfortunately, with a 9, you do not a 10. Even with a 10, you don't nail him. But to your surprise, as your arrow kind of sails off into the distance, from behind, another one just nails him in the back, doing 14 piercing damage and 2 ice damage. And he yells out, "Something's here!" And I'm going to pull up the initiative. Where is it? There it is.
I was double checking, like, do I have any rerolls banked or anywhere? I'm like, nah, I don't.
You hear you as combat begins, you hear the war chief pick up his weapon and drop his food and runs out. Now that was how much damage? 14 plus 2. Okay, he got hit pretty fucking hard. All right. Let's see. That's everyone's initiative. Do I need to add anyone that's not on there? Nope. There we go. So, gonna click, add a turn, click, click, add a turn.
Click, add a turn. Is that a dragon?
Just put some creatures on the GM layer for a second here. Which means you should not be able to see it when I add them. I gotta make a couple of rolls.
I had a horrible initiative, but Nolan knows what's up. He
He's
knows that a Brackamania is coming.
like, hey, I know exactly what the fuck's going on. I saw you put in that pose. I know what that means. All right.
You're saying Hulkamania. I just imagine a Brachus T-posing to assert dominance.
Oh, wow. They get no bonus. Okay, that's unexpected.
Artifying steed allows your steed to perfectly re-sing I am a real American.
Okay, I'm gonna take that. Oh, did I give him a 19 by mistake? Yeah, I think no. He changed
He earned that 19.
yeah,
Hey, can I ask what's going on with this? Did like a tent get blowing like on a tree over here?
I think
What?
that's the spider. I think that's one of the spider webs.
what
this
this?
thing.
What thing?
This thing down here.
That's a spider web.
Are
It's
you sure?
I didn't want to use the same spider web image, so I found myself another one, but when I
That just
stretched it
scrunched
out, it just didn't work.
It just didn't want to.
Spiders are horrendously low on their pixels to get them fixed stat.
Yeah.
They're
Okay.
experiencing a significant Java error.
Okay, and then
Web.jpg does not have enough memory to finish rendering.
and these two fuckers don't get shit. Okay.
You know what occurs to me? We might have been able to offer the spiders in on this if we thought about it ahead of
Well, I
time.
was potentially thinking. I was thinking of the fact that
It's like, hey, well,
once
once
the
we flip
spiders-
the numbers, like, hey, you want to get in on some of this?
Yeah, no,
meat?
the spiders mentioned they are not happy at the green people.
I mean, I was also flipping the coin of 50-50 chance some of the spiders are grouped up. They're going to try and take us out too. Can't
Yeah,
trust them unless you goddamn spider.
Yeah, that was also in the back of my
I
mind.
was like, I'll go tell them you're killing. I'll go tell them you're killing the golems. Like, you know what? If I was a spider, I'd kill the other person as well and eat them. I don't want to find out the dwarf.
When the wolves were getting caught on that one by that one web, and I'm like, do I just kill the spider for them and let them move on? Will that make other spider angry? Will it even notice or care?
All right. For his turn, he is surprised, so he doesn't really get to do anything. He tries to hastily put on his armor. So he had taken it off. He pulls out his weapon and he gets ready for combat. It's nuance. It's how do you pronounce it?
Nolan.
Nolan. His turn.
I'm here.
Dun,
Da, 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 da.
You who are stealthy watch as Nolan just runs up, bold as brass carrying a Brachus, who is just in this weird pose none of you have ever seen,
Just
riding on his
firing off his
back.
Eldritch Blast like fireworks.
He has both hands prepped, but he's not doing anything yet. The shaman's going to... Oh, I'm on the wrong layer, aren't I? Shaman's going to turn, look at the stag and the person on the stag, and say in Goblin, "You one shoot?" I do.
I don't understand your language. Come at me.
Everyone else hears it. You're the only one that doesn't fucking speak Goblin when I in a
Parlez-vous, Sylvan?
Nigga, I don't
where
say the words
I
that come out of
gave
your mouth.
Goblin for free, and you see him cast.
Part of your goddamn goblin killing school.
You see him cast summon weapon in a.
Spend
It's
your
a
freshman
spiritual
years having
weapon,
Goblin no
A
jutsu.
mission from God.
and he's gonna try and fucking stab the fuck out of you. Does he? He's going for the posing, asshole on the back of the beast, not the beast for this one. Does a 21 hit you?
Matches.
Okay. So it's 2d6. That's it. Just 2d6, right? For spiritual weapon. You take 5 force damage as this weirdly shaped, almost tribal spear pops into the ether, floats, and then stabs you. Somehow finding a chink in your impressive armor and doing a little bit of damage. Bren, you're up.
Yay, I'm up. Okay.
From your perspective, you don't know where the war chief is, for the record, but you do know where you know that he was near the fire before the shaman yelled out.
Okay, so 5, 10, 15, 20.
I will allow you to do a very low DC acrobatics, just kind of flip over the wall. You know, you're a
Got
fucking monk. You do it. You just kind of grab one of the bricks that's still support enough and lift yourself over the wall. With no penalty to movement.
I
I
can
can get
imagine
all
it did a backflip, but it wasn't a normal backflip. It was just like a slowed down, like rewinding of someone doing a front flip off the wall. Like an old movie special effect.
Yeah,
What's your movement speed?
I have a broom that has 60-foot movement speed.
Okay, you're flying. All right.
Yes.
You'd have to fly over the wall. I'm gonna put you're just shy of him. Floating about, how high were you flying?
Not super high, just high enough to be able to shoot over there.
You're
But,
about,
on that thing.
you were 10 feet in the air when it was over here. Up here, you're about 5 feet in the air. You can see him. He seems to be almost done putting on his armor. He's got his weapon out. He seems like he's about to charge. But you
Okay,
are not
I blast him.
You're
I
not
blast
in
him.
melee range.
I blast him with my circlet of blasting.
Okay, go right ahead.
21, 8, and a 20 to hit.
21 and the 2 high ones hit.
Yeah. Well, taste this damage. 14.
Okay, we're gonna. Yeah, you do 14 damage. You definitely have his attention. He was aiming to head and support the shaman. He turns around and looks dead at you. All right, is that your turn?
It'll be Bryn's turn.
Okay.
As she stands there menacingly.
One of
Castilia.
these days, you need to just like strap a board to the broom so you can just surf on it.
I'm just going to be move 1 square and maintain concentration for the spell.
For right now? Okay.
Yes.
Right. Your wolves immediately follow you.
Yep. And
You have, considering the time it took to coordinate this, you have about 4 minutes left on your wolves.
all right, not enough for
So
Bryn yet.
more
Okay.
than enough for this battle, as far as you know.
All right, so only enough for 1 to get. So 22.
You do not get advantage on this.
It's a wolf pack thing.
Oh, okay. And you get advantage. You get a with 1.
Hashtag just will pack things.
Yeah.
Wait, never mind. I just
What?
reread that. It doesn't quite count. The other one is not within 5 foot of it, so it doesn't count.
You know, your wolf goes to bite it, and the shaman just kind of uses his stick and just slaps his nose away. Is
No.
that the wolf's turn?
Yeah, that's it.
Brachus, who is posing triumphantly on the back of your stag.
Brackus pulls out a script of holy text, flings it in the air, it catches fire, and a shimmering shield of faith surrounds him.
Okay. And that's
Then
your turn.
Then he shoots off 2 Eldritch Blasts at this fucker.
You can cast 2 spells.
Eldritch Blast is a cantrip.
Oh yeah, yes you can. See, you definitely hit with the first one. With the second one, the first one misses. 7 force plus 2. Yeah, does
7
not.
force and 2 radiant.
Okay. Does not like that. He is definitely looking worse for wear. You guys have fucked up this magic user, and he needs to make a certain roll.
A gobbo don't blow up, bro.
How much damage was that total?
9.
9. He maintains concentration.
On what?
Oh, right. Spirit weapon isn't concentration. I always forget
no. Cracks at 50 non-concentration spells. Half of mine are concentration. Where did I miss that in Holy School?
that.
Yeah. Yeah, Holy School's really shitty about that.
Poor
Grimball?
Rangers versus Druids.
Okay. Did he actually notice me when I missed or no?
I have to do something. He's not looking at you right this second. And he is engaged with what is technically an ally, so
Technically, my stealth nether broke.
Yours whiffed, another one shot him in the back of the head, and then the giant man came in rushing in on an elk. He just completely forgotten about your whiff.
Well,
if he ever noticed your whiff as an arrow pierced him in the back, he doesn't care right now. You definitely hit him with an 18.
at 22 damage.
He is barely standing. He's gotten wobbly. His eyes are darting around.
And then, as my cutting action, I'm going to just re-up my stealth.
Okay. You duck out of the corner, shoot him right in the back, and he's like, "What
And
the
he somehow
fuck
still
is with the
convinced the man
arrows
in
in my
front.
back?"
He somehow still convinced the man on the elk shot him. How'd you do that? Tricksy
And
shots.
he takes quite a bit of damage. So, which fucking didn't. There it goes. Didn't want to save the changes for. And then you immediately duck back around the wall as he tries to look behind and doesn't know where the fuck the arrow came from.
Hiding just behind a conveniently shaped slab of stone.
As you guys have this round of combat, you hear something coming from the barn. You don't quite know what. but you hear it in a pair,
God, they have 2 cave trolls.
and it is the chief's turn. He was going to rush to help his shaman, but he can't ignore a
Weird
opponent
flying
right
elf.
behind him. He uses the rest of his move action to finish putting on his armor, and he looks you up and down. And give me 1 second.
He goes, "How you doing?"
See, grass. Ooh, actually, what's his long range weapon? There it is. Okay. Does a
Surprise, good job.
23 hit you while you're sitting on your broom, Bren?
23 will hit.
Okay. He is chucking his spear at you,
Yay!
which
Roll.
I will roll damage for, and then you will see if you can do your stupid monk shit.
I believe what you mean to say is monk awesome stupid shit.
Is that
Guy
what?
throws the spear, Bryn just catches it. It breaks. Explodes.
He should do 14 damage, but does he?
He does 5.
You catch the spear as it flies through the air, not enough to stop it fully, but enough to steal most of its momentum. Take a little bit of damage. You then just kind of chuck the spear behind you, denying him that his range implement. Nolan.
New Orleans.
Wallen rams right into the fucker.
The barely standing shaman eyes go wide as this giant fucking
Skadoosh.
elk just puts its antlers down and gores him to death, lifting him above his head, sprinkling some blood across the ground. Abracus, a bit of it gets on your shield, a little bit on your armor, as orc shaman is just kind of hanging from his antlers at this moment. He is fucking gone. Is that his turn?
Yep, now that's my turn.
Okay, 1 second. Where the hell is he? There he is. He's coming back around. Okay. Little retroactive thing, because I forgot to do this. Nope, wrong. Sending. Struck kind of bounces over here. Can't quite see anybody yet. He ducks behind this rock. That was his turn. Boop. Narlin. The shaman's fucking dead. Hanging from the goddamn thing. You hear a sound coming from the thing. Something roars, and you hear the doors, something banging against the doors of the barn. Bren, you're up.
Okay.
Is it a wooden barn?
The stone. Most of the stone walls are still intact. There seems to be stone gates with crudely built wooden doors that are clearly weren't the originals. There's a log top roof above what's left of the stone.
Okay.
So it has a wooden roof. It has wooden doors, but the rest of it is stone.
Okay. Bryn's gonna move up to her new friend.
All right.
And introduce him
You
to
kind of just
sword.
drop down off the broom right in front of him.
I mean, I'm flying in, but yes.
I mean,
Sure.
okay, it's gonna be pretty hard even for you to do monk stuff while you're still on the broom. Are you off it or on it?
Okay, fine. I'll get off the broom.
Okay.
I just want to be flying and stabbing people with a sword.
Yeah, you have to kind of hold the broom with both hands.
I can kick people.
All right, what are you doing?
I'm going to stab him once with Frostbrand
You're
and
going
miss.
to miss once badly. Going to okay. Let's see. Does that actually? You're going to hit him barely.
And then I
Once.
kick him.
You hit him with your kick.
He takes 6 damage from the stab. Because I rolled all ones, and then I rolled. Yay! I rolled good punch.
Okay.
Yay! 15.
You come down and you stab at him. It does a glancing blow, not much really. But then as he's turned away, you just clock him in the jaw, doing quite a bit. And is that your turn?
Yeah, I think that'll be Rin's turn.
Okay. Still.
Maintaining connect. And just move 1 square.
Okay. Right.
And the wolves shall move to here.
Okay. Keep in mind, this is a stone lip. While I allow the monk to just kind of climb
no.
up it, your wolves.
They actually went up the stairs.
Okay, that's fine then. Yeah. Right, your wolves kind of.
Actually,
Just
they'd be 1 ahead, right there.
all right. They go by the massive elk with a shaman hanging from its antlers, and go up there. Is that about all they can do?
Yep.
Okay.
Unless
Grimbald.
that turkey is an enemy that they can eat.
Okay. I can't move very far in general, so I'm just gonna move to here. Forget double moving a thing in 5e.
Yes.
Okay. Extra
Yes.
5 foot
You
there,
use
and
you'll use your action to double move. You won't be able to shoot, but you'll be able to get closer.
I'll get up behind here.
Okay. And you never broke stealth, so as far as you know, with your very massive stealth check, you are still very stealthy. Abracus?
I like to imagine I'm just doing the Skyrim crouch walk at this point.
So Noala's pretty big. Can I just see over this perch right now?
Yes. You
Yeah,
it's
he's
only
one size
about
gotta go
5
larger.
foot. You're on his back. You can see you'd have to I'd argue you'd have to move up the stairs just one to be able to make out the chief who's kind of hidden behind this stone. But once you move up one, you can definitely make him out.
Well, I can't move up one.
Oh,
So
mm,
if I don't do anything on Abracus's turn, can we just assume his turn and Nolan's merge next round?
I will allow you to prep because I will allow you to hold your action to as soon as Nolan moves up, you just unload if that's what you want.
I mean, either way, it's going to start being a hassle if this combat goes on over.
At this point, you can probably just walk off one antler casually onto the stone.
It's up to you. You can hold your action till your next turn if you want.
Where is it? There it is. Whoop. Nah, I'm just 10, 15, 20,
I will move the chicken for you.
25. Pulls a torch out of his pack, lights it on fire, tosses it onto the top of the barn, and then fires 2 blasts at the goblin chief.
Okay. Fine. It's fine. All right. You were shooting.
It's a questionable use of action economy, but it checked.
I mean,
Yeah.
get a free interactive environment.
I know,
Yeah,
that's
but
what
you're
I'm
on,
saying.
but you're also essentially tossing it as well. I would say you have the torch in your hand, and then you fire 2 blasts, getting ready to throw it.
If I have the
It's an awful. You're asking for awful lot of pulling out a torch.
toss the torch instead of firing. I throw the
Alright.
torch on the top of the barn. The lit torch.
Okay. The wood doesn't catch fire yet. It's just on the top of the logs. Is that your turn?
I have nothing else I can do. Yeah,
Okay. You
Oh,
start
down there to flank.
Mm-hmm.
1 second. Where the fuck is it? Yeah, fuck it. I just make them go away. I don't fucking care. You start to hear the doors start to open. It's gonna take them another round to do it, but
Okay.
gonna delete it, and you don't see anything yet because the wall's in the way. But yes, the doors are definitely starting to open. They were not expecting an ambush, so
Well, where were the doors?
they were right here.
Oh,
They were.
I was fairly certain the doors would be there.
No, the
Like where
doors
the
were.
stairs are? Yeah, so was I. I was
Yeah.
like, okay. Well, I mean, I can always just run up and plug the
Yeah,
doors.
like Milan was there. I was like, okay, next turn Milan was just gonna barricade.
No,
Okay.
I had giant door icons there for a
I
fucking.
thought those were walls.
We don't see any drawer icons.
Yeah, I saw walls. I thought they were wall icons.
No, those doors. They even pointed out the doors. Beginning of the session, I
Where's-
thought.
There are no doors on this map.
Now there's not. I deleted them because I could
There's
either
your
go get
problem.
I could either go get the icon of open doors, or I could just delete them.
You can make them opaque.
Yeah, I could have. Give me a second. I will pull out the door icon again.
Just draw a fucking line on the map.
The doors were here. There was one across there and then one across there. They are slowly opening now. Which I'm going to
Okay,
fucking...
we're operating on a lot of misinformation here at this point.
Don't know what's going on there. Struck is going to move up, peer around, and aim at the war chief. Here we go. Where the fuck is his thing? He definitely hits and does 13 damage against him. He's starting to not look pretty. So he's at, there we go. That's Struck's turn. War Chief is going to look around. So he's surrounded. And he's going to move up 1. He's still in both of your threatens, so you don't get op attacks. Now he doesn't have someone on his back. He's going to go after the monk. Well, first thing he's going to do, he's going to battle cry. Any creatures within 30 feet of him gain advantage on attacks rolls until the start of the war chief's next turn. And he can make 1 attack. So that's what he's going to do. There we go. He comes at you with a axe. Diplo, does an 18 hit you?
No, it does not. Ha ha!
You dodge out of the way. That's going to be his turn. You see,
Oh,
which one is this? This is this one. Okay.
Would have been funny.
See a creature. Let me see what appears to be a weird scaly creature with wings pop out with a goblin on its back. You suspect this is the messenger and the flying things we were warned about.
Weird scaly thing with a target on its back, you mean?
Nolan? Yes, Nolan can get through that small 5-foot gap. It's not a big deal.
No, we're try attacking this goblin.
we're initiating
No,
the fucking
this
Pegasus Spider
orc.
combo.
Okay.
You don't
Alright.
get to use it often, Fire Emblem, but when you do,
Have to get fucked up by Pegasus.
All right. God damn it. No, that definitely fucking hits. He's not a happy camper at this point.
Oh, hey, that's 20.
But okay.
You can extra 5 damage, and I need a strength save from you.
Okay. So
Got rammed.
first things first. He's definitely now not looking good. What was he at? Oh yeah. Okay, that's what he was at. Now, one strength save. What's his strength save? Better damn will be good. He's a goddamn orc war chief. It's not that good.
He's a marginal war
He
chief.
got a 23. So
Okay.
he rolled a 17 plus 6.
Okay, he's good.
All right. You as your turn in Nolan's turn ends, you find God damn it. I fucked this up. You find another scaly creature with wings and another goblin emerge. Bren, your turn.
Yeah, all right.
Only
Okay.
Struck and Bren really see the scaly creatures at this point. You just kind of hear them.
Guys.
Can Nolan not see them?
Nolan could no, there's a wall in the way. Right there.
Got a problem. But let's
Can't
take care of
see
the guy in front of us right now. Stab.
With an 18, you hit.
I took 13.
it's only a problem if you don't make it a solution.
And miss.
That's
I'm sorry. If I remember correctly, that war cry you said all nearby creatures. I believe Bryn would also get advantage.
each creature of the each creature of the war chief's choice that is within 30 feet.
Oh, so he's not interested in fighting
Oh.
fair. He's a coward, you mean?
So I do, yay, 23 more damage total.
Okay, he is barely hanging in there now.
I want to point out by D&D rules this isn't flanking, but it definitely should be considered flanking. This dude's surrounded by 3 points.
No, actually, according to the rules, you are flanking.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
still makes no sense. There's no fucker who could fight 3 different directions. The moment the dude has to turn into... Look, he
Little
can
did we
turn,
know, this is the orc equivalent of Jackie Chan.
he can turn this way.
Fucking prop
he's-
fighting like a chief.
He can turn this way, he has to focus on Brackus. He turns this way, he has to focus on Brittany. He turns this way, he has to focus on Nolan. There's no way where he doesn't have some kind of attention pointed to the back of him and therefore is not fully paying attention.
Yep.
Castilia, you're up.
Okay, I'm going to move out to here, and from my angle, can I see the two creatures up there, or no?
Let me see here.
Suicide those wolves.
It's about 5 feet up. Yeah, you can make out one of them.
All right, so probably the one up top.
No, you can make out this one. Sorry. You can make out this one. You see its head, and you see a goblin kind of on its neck, at the base of its neck, in a
Okay.
saddle.
Okay, I'm gonna try and communicate to the wolves. Attack the big scaly things up north, up above us.
Do they have
Now,
a-
normally
that's
I would
probably
give the
actually north?
wolves.
Do they have a concept of north?
Normally, I'd give the wolves a survival check if this was like a
Did we finish
animal
Bryn's turn?
companion. What?
Did we finish Bryn's turn? She didn't do
Yes.
like key point. Okay. So no, she
No,
didn't
I'm
do
saving my
points.
key points for the draggies.
I'm assuming they're
Um,
not going to try and run away and report what's going on.
normally I would try to give the wolves some sort of save on this, but these are summon creatures and they are compelled to obey you. So if they have
Yeah.
the movement to get there,
Yep, they got.
then they both
They
get
get to move.
yeah. They both get there and make your attacks.
Yep. Wolf 1, Wolf 2, both with advantage.
Okay. They both hit.
All right,
Country woodland beings are friendly to you, but
and I'm going to need that DC 4. I need that strength check.
Okay. First things first, I need to resolve the damage. Now, were they going at? They were. They can't reach the.
They can't reach the goblin. They're going after like the worm thing.
They can't reach the goblin.
Because I don't think they can.
No, they would not. So that's 22 damage. Yeah, they bite down into the. And one goes for the wing. One tries to go for one of the upper legs. They get a little bit of it. Okay, strength save on the creature, which no one's made an intelligence. I mean, a attempt to identify yet. So I ain't telling
Most
you.
people
to
haven't
make
seen
it.
them yet.
Clearly, it's just a dragon.
Probably wyverns or drakes.
well, those tails, they're
Yeah.
wyverns, but I don't know.
The
what
question is,
these
do we know what those are?
We
Bryn,
all
I
know
know
what they are, but
I'm from the Feylands. I don't even know what the fuck this thing is.
yeah.
Hey,
I'm not, but I'm a punch it.
hey. Bryn knows exactly what they are. After all, she knows what otters are.
Well,
He
it
knows what they are
failed
because they're gonna
both
be dead.
of that. It failed its strength check on both.
So it's now
Double
prone.
Hey, you have proned a flying creature. Congratulations.
Those wolves, when they desummon, shall go to Wolven Valhalla.
Woodfana.
There.
Would
My back! Ow! The goblin tumbles.
What's the wrestling move where you smash the guy on your back into the ground?
Goblin falls off.
German
the-
suplex?
Like,
Pile
Oh
driver?
god. Yeah. The goblin falls off. He's underneath the man for the symbol for the record. But yeah, he falls off, taking a nasty fall, but not a damaging fall.
More of a knock a wind out of you type fall.
Yeah. That was your wolves.
Yep.
So Grimbald, you're up.
all right.
You have a war chief that is in combat with 3 allies, and you don't know about the other thing. You just know you've heard screams and wolf bites. I mean, well,
Which
wolf
I'm gonna
howls.
ignore for now, and I'm gonna shoot the war chief.
You definitely hit, and since he's in with
And
the
he's
others,
gonna take 20
definitely-
damage.
Yeah. Okay. You coming out of nowhere
Da, 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 da.
fucking
Oh.
sink a bolt into a highly already agitated fucking war chief, ending his life. He had 20 left. I was thinking I may get to use him once more, and then that'd be it. But no, he's dead.
Stash double move.
Dash is double move, yes.
Okay, because I can use my cutting action instead of stealthing dash, so I'm gonna dash.
Okay. You know there's something all around the corner, you just don't know what.
I'm gonna dash over to there. That'll be
You
my turn.
see two rather large, scaly creatures with goblins. Well, one still has a goblin rider who's aiming a crossbow at some wolves. The other one seems to be prone on the ground right now.
And has two wolves on top of it, essentially.
All right, that's my turn.
Just imagining the Star Wars scene. You rush in, you got your crossbow at the right, you immediately turn around, rush out, 2 wyverns on your back.
Yeah. You're like,
Go
I
the
got
other
this,
way."
boys! What the fuck? Brackus, you're up.
Eventually, my
For the
priority is
record, what is Nolan? Is he a summoned creature? Is he a companion?
He's my steed.
It's
Like
like
He's
a
a summoned
companion.
creature that becomes my companion until he dies.
Fair enough. That's all I
The
needed
fake
to know.
creature I summoned.
It's a summoned companion mount.
Yeah.
He gets all the
Majestic.
Get you a paladin who can do both.
A majestic being with crown of bones.
Brackus, you come around the corner seeing two wolves trying to attack whatever the scaly thing is you've never seen, and another one about 5 feet up with a goblin that's aiming a crossbow at one of the wolves.
Go here.
And once you go around that corner, you see what appears to be some jewels, treasure, and just assorted goods in one of the corners. Overall, it seems to be a barn. There's straw here and here, a small straw bed here and here, but it was essentially just where they kept the wyverns for if they ever needed to send a message that they finally broke the goddamn obelisk.
You can get low art spider webs, but you can't put down a yellow jiggle for some straw.
I couldn't find a fucking straw thing yet.
Really? I feel like that's like a basic clip art. Oh, yeah, I got a clip. I feel old.
Okay.
Uh,
And I'm just gonna beat the shit out of this creature. Oh, Jesus.
Could have given them like a nice castle bed, but I didn't feel like fucking doing that. They somehow drug this nice hardwood bed all the way through the forest into this place.
Look, what 2 wyverns do with their hardwood beds is their sword booty.
Okay.
And we will not interrupt their bonding
What are
time.
you aiming at, Flux?
Not his microphone, apparently.
I cast a spell.
Okay. What do you cast?
Sleep. Centered right here.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Fuck you. Roll your dice.
Oh yeah, quick question about spells. Did anyone else's spell list just suddenly become completely open lately?
Yeah, I did that, I think, to show off the info thing.
That's what I thought too.
I'm sorry, the spell what thing?
Under our spell list, normally it's like all nice and tidy, but it's just opened up to show everything.
Ah, yeah. I'm sure there's a way to get it back to normal.
28 hit points, starting with the lowest hit point creatures.
All right, so both goblins. Where is a nice? There's sleepy time. That's sleepy time. A goblin with his back that's fucking should be broken suddenly goes, suddenly I don't care that my back fucking hurts and I feel like I'm probably not gonna be able to get up in the morning.
Oh,
Go to sleep now.
I just realized we missed that.
What?
They broke his back and made him humble. The wolves are iron sheiks.
The
Wait till I people's elbow this wyvern.
the fucking wyverns are completely unaffected.
They don't give a fuck. The plan was just to get rid of the goblins. Okay, that's my turn.
I don't want
Right.
to flying off and saying what we've been doing.
Well, both of them are now asleep. Struck. He moves here. Takes an aim. Pulls up his hand, and he's going to cast.
Takes an aim?
He's going to
As
cast.
opposed to what? A Yahoo Messenger?
He's going to cast Spike Growth. Just generally in this area. Let's see, 20 foot.
In this air, spikes just spawned into the ground, in the air.
Yeah, but that's a little too big, isn't it?
20-foot radius.
Yeah, that's
Radius.
You're
Not
thinking
diameter.
diameter.
Yeah.
It's radius.
It's
not
even
diameter.
bigger.
oh. Then he's going to out to there. Then
Okay, let's specify the ground.
they're both on the ground. They're going to have to. When a creature, the air becomes difficult terrain for the duration. When a creature moves into or within the area, it takes 4 points. So they don't take it yet, but suddenly spikes, jungle spikes, pop from the ground.
Conveniently, not where your foot was when the place started. Just everywhere else.
For some reason, they don't seem to fuck with the goblin.
Better not. I swear to God, if Grandpa turns out, or if what's his name turns out to be that dude that just ignores hard CCs.
And there you go. So, that's his turn. The war chief is fucking dead and should have been off this list. Go away, war chief. No one likes you. You see this wyvern move because he don't fucking care. With a goblin just kind of hanging on him, he kind
Could
of
he
just
still be attached to the stirrups?
yes, he is. Just kind of loosely hanging in the saddle.
It's flopping about.
Comes down.
Floppy goblin penis.
That's a little too much turn. There you go. Just kind of flopping in the saddle there. He's gonna come right at you with it.
Oh, did he come in my range?
Yes.
Attack of
yeah.
opportunity.
It's good.
Well, first things I've got to do is because he moved a little bit. I got to
He
do
took
the
a wee bit of damage.
Got to do 2d6 spike damage.
But Flux, how can the wyvern kick your ass if he doesn't approach you?
He has takes that. You definitely hit him. We all know wyverns have low health tanks. So that's 6 bludgeoning.
That
and you-
15 damage smite.
So that's he had this. He went to this. Then he went to this. And then he went to this.
And this is why the health bar is a nice thing.
Yes. Just subtract it. He's going to
It'd be much more dramatic.
multi-attack.
Health bars, but I haven't gained that ability.
Yes. Well, are they the same? Please, for the love of God, be the same to hit. They are the same to hit. Oh, thank God. Nothing I hate more than multi-attacks with different fucking
Oh, yeah.
Numbers.
pluses to hit. So he comes down with a bite for 26, but then he tries to follow up with his stinger and crit fails and just kind of gets it caught on the stairs and doesn't get it a full swing around. So that's this. Really? Plus, oh, plus 4. Okay. That's, I was like, plus 2. Really? Fuck you. You take 6 piercing damage as its bite comes around.
My shield maintains.
All right. And that's its turn.
What,
Nolan?
what was it that the concentration was for?
Concentration on my shield of faith.
Ah, okay.
That reminds me, I can fucking get rid of this.
Slam!
As he is biting down on you, your noble steed runs up and tries to gore him. Let's see what you do. You barely hit. Doing another 7 bludgeoning.
Another 13 bludgeoning, and he needs to make a strength save.
Thought it was only if you roll 20 or above.
No,
That's
it's
a distance thing.
if I move 20 feet.
Oh,
It's a ramming attack.
fair enough. So that's 13 damage. So he's at this. And then strength save. Does a 20 beat your DC? Okay. And is that Nolan's turn?
Now it is.
All right. The other one, not knowing that it's been attacked, gets use his half its movement to get up. Kind of just tossing the wolves off. And
Good question. Would getting up mean moving in the area?
he's going to take damage. Yes, he is. Takes 7 damage from the spikes, as he is still mostly in that area. And we'll take care of that in a second. He's going to go after the lead wolf with its multi-attack. He goes in for a claw swipe with a 9 and misses the wolf.
Yep.
But as the wolf's dealing with that from just underneath, a stinger stabs at the wolf with a 23.
Oh yeah, that's a hit.
I need you to make a con save for me. Fuck you. But you make it.
Woohoo!
Barely.
Probably should have said it actually is the dire wolf instead of that, but whatever.
Is that your
Yep,
con?
That's not my con. That's the con of the dire wolf.
Oh,
I was just setting this, so
Oh.
instead it was show dire wolf, not me.
Okay. No worries. Plus 4. So your wolf takes 13 damage from the
Okay.
claw. That ends its turn. Bryn, you're up. That's 7 damage.
Wolfie's not happy.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Diplo's mic died, so he's gonna have to just type out what you're gonna do. We'll deal with it for right now while you keep working.
Poor Catilla. She's gonna get here, everything's gonna be dead.
Casilla's like, I'm maintaining my wolves. That's great. You keep doing that.
I have to maintain them.
Both swords hit. Roll damage.
What do you do? Jesus. Wow, that's a shitty summon. I have to
What?
concentrate on that. Conjure woodland beings.
Yeah.
It's conjure animal. It's a
All right.
concentration
You
spell.
use hit with both of those unarmed. Roll damage again.
It's still
times.
weird to have your summon require a full concentration.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's how it's written.
7, 10, 17. 21, 26 damage.
Granted, I have
29 total.
3 spells in my spell list that aren't concentration, but maybe just concentrations applied to a lot of things. Wait, hold on, 4, because I have comprehend language.
You do a good bit of damage to this wyvern. And Castilia, you up?
Down here, and that's my turn. So I'm saying keep attacking.
The wolves.
Yep.
Okay, go for it.
Okay. Okay, yeah, it's technically a square, but it's hard
You're
to
so
see.
lucky the wyverns never got in the air.
Yep. And okay, they're not prone anymore, but okay. Wolf 1, Wolf 2, both with advantage.
The first one misses, the second one hits.
Okay. So it takes 10 piercing damage, and I need a strength check.
Okay. Does 17 pass?
Yes, it does. It's DC 14.
Okay. He is not knocked down. Is that your turn with the wolves?
Yeah, that's it.
Grimbald, you're up.
All right.
At first, you came around and all you saw in your corner was a wolf. Since then, quite a few of your companions have run up.
Quite a
And
bit has happened since I
yeah,
came around this
that
corner.
seems to have all of them just running by you as you kind of just like, oh fuck. And
Is
now,
that which one do I want to shoot? Go for this guy. I'm going to shoot him. And I'm going to take my -5 to do more damage.
you hit. He is engaged, so you do.
Let me get up my calculator for a second there.
That's 21, 29, 35. You do 35 damage.
10 plus 6. Yep, 35 damage.
You see in one shot, you just seem to find this soft spot right under the neck. And it seems to go all the way through. And
I like to think there's something stupid, like there's a second hidden drawstring for like extra power I can use.
And it is very hurt. Very hurt. Now, you were aiming for the one that Bryn is...
Yes, I was aiming for this
okay.
one.
Okay. All right, is that your turn?
No, I am going to stealth around this corner that I'm next to. That's
Okay,
my
you
bonus.
duck back behind stealth. Abracus, you're up.
So which one was just shot?
This one.
Okay.
He is very fucked up. You
Yeah,
can tell.
we're gonna beat the shit out of him.
Behold the power of my overdraw.
You crit with the first hit. So that's 10 plus 1. The second hit misses.
The second
else?
hit, the second hit had advantage. Was it 15 not hit?
Yeah, it's flanking.
Oh, yeah, no. 15 hits. You're right. I'm wrong.
That's a total of 20 damage. Is he dead?
No, he's barely still up.
Have hold on, sorry. Have 27 damage on the crit of the first hit.
He's now dead. You find that spot the arrow just went clean through, and you just start whacking the shit out of it with energy coursing through your staff, and it just bleeds more and more. You're just causing more and more damage until it just kind of gurgles and falls down.
Gonna push it right in there. Your finger right in that wound.
And then I spin around with the bottom half my quarterstaff and hit the other one.
I'm gonna roll something real quick. You know.
Poor sleepy goblins just getting like fucking tossed around by all this.
Well, that's what I was rolling. I was rolling if he wakes up from suddenly having his mount fall.
I'm sorry. Sleep requires an action to be pulled to wake up because it is magical sleep.
Yeah.
Fine.
In fact, if anything, you should be rolling to see if it lands and crushes someone.
It cannot be woken up by natural means other than a full action.
This man may not
I
be
thought
pinned by
he
a
could
dead
be
raven.
woken up if he takes damage.
Yeah, if someone hurts
Yep.
him.
Okay.
Which the only way he's getting hurt is if it lands on him. At which point he now has to deal with the fact that there's a thing probably heavier than he can lift, spinning him down.
He is in the saddle, but yeah, okay. He falls. He falls. He's still kind of in the saddle. Didn't take damage. Right. So you're spinning around to hit the other one.
13 hit him.
13 meets. So yes,
7 damage.
takes 7 more damage.
And then another 11.
So 18 damage. Can you smite multiple times in the same turn?
Yes.
Okay.
Smite is just essentially a kicker I add to any of my hits.
Yep.
It's not an action or anything. I hit.
It's
I
a
see
thing.
the damage. You tell me if the creature is still standing. I say, okay, burn a spell slot, do more.
All right. That's your turn. Fortunately, both of them are still fucking asleep. Struck notices one's dead. He moves back 1. Takes an aim between all of you, and he's gonna unload with his where the hell is his thing? There's
It's going to shoot Grimbald in the head. Turns out Struck was on the side of the goblins the whole time.
Struck. Oh god, he crits.
That's what I'm bringing the backup I've been cooking.
Struck.
And then, then the spiders attack.
Turns
Struck
out my backup was
waits-
the spiders.
Struck waits for an opportune moment. He aims for the eye, and he just takes out one of the wyvern's eyes with a fucking 8, 10, 24 damage hit.
Whoever loses is gonna have one bitchin' freezer burn scar on that eye socket. Too bad it's not gonna live until the women ladies about it.
And that's his turn. This one's fucking dead. So
You know, part
Nolan,
of me is kind of sad we've committed to killing them now because I realized we might have actually been able to tame them. They've been trained, clearly. All we had to do was kill the goblins.
somehow I don't think that's gonna be an option since
No,
Nolan's
at this
gonna,
point, it's not. We've committed to killing.
Nolan's gonna take the 2. Where is it? There it is.
Does it count like if simply because you're just a larger size?
Oof! Nolan takes 12 damage walking into the space.
Okay.
Okay. Now what are you
There's
doing?
off for
Don has 1 HP left.
Wow.
Is that 1 HP? I fucking ram that monster.
You miss. Nolan, under your telepathic command to take these out, doesn't seem to notice the spikes and just they shoot into his undercarriage the entire time. Ignoring the blinding pain, he still tries to hit and just can't and misses. It's Nolan's turn.
Yep.
Wyvern's going to frantically look around. He's going to take his multi-attack, but he's going to attack 2 creatures now. He's going to attack Nolan, and he's going to attack the wolf.
I had
Which
said
wolf? The one that has.
I had
four
said a
heads?
thing about Nog's HP. He would not have been attacked.
No, I would have still attacked you because it's
You're like, he had a shit ton of other targets and he only focused on 1 wolf last time.
yes. That's because he only had the wolves last time.
He
Brain
had,
was-
he had
Brain
2
was
wolves,
not up there yet.
he had
You
2
weren't-
wolves and me.
The other one was engaged with you.
Sorry, not all moves even an inch. Shoot's just gonna go right up its bum hole. So
Just re-summoned on next day.
It's gonna,
Like
when it
how
comes
you're
back, it's gonna
arguing
be
so
very,
much, and I'm
very
just like,
unhappy about that.
This isn't some pansy. This isn't some pansy wizard familiar. It cost me nothing to summon this deer back to
all
kill.
right, 23 on Narland.
Yeah, no, he's dead. He's just a base ass elk. He's got like an AC of 10.
All right, and a crit on the wolf that was already injured.
Okay.
Knowledge fades into ether. You're an ass.
He just moves. Just goes back to the Fae.
I need
for
you
a
to
little
make
bit.
another Constitution save for the wolf, Kiri. I'm gonna let you know because I don't want to have to roll damage. Minimum damage with the crit, the wolf dies.
Okay.
That would have been 7d10. No, you know what? You might have survived. I'll roll it. Fuck it.
Yeah, he's dead.
31. Yeah. That would have been 7 piercing damage and then fuck you, poison.
Yep. Not deleting
Oh,
him
but
because
still
he's
feel
the one
pain
that holds
when
the
it dies.
he holds the macro for the initiative, so not getting rid of him.
Fair enough. Bren, you're up. And have you been able to get your mic yet? I'm gonna take that
Guess not.
silence as a no.
Carry on.
Type out what you want to do, even though it's probably stab, stab, kick, kick, jump.
What to do is just cave this gobbo's head in.
Disperse that wolf back into the force. He doesn't stay. He's a fake creature.
I like to imagine they still
I'ma
feel
move
the
the
agonizing pain
wolf
of death
into
when
the
they remember it when
forest.
they come back.
There you go.
Every time they come back, there's a little bit more bitter and having to experience more death.
Okay.
No, just turned into dust.
Just kind of go to there, and now you will have advantage. Is that flanking? That's flanking.
Yep, it's directly hitting me.
It's flanking enough.
Yeah, it's flanking. You have advantage.
Flanking Hut Jr.
So that's 19. Definitely hit with all 3 of those so far, even though you rolled very low 3 times. Okay, that's 10. That's 22. That's 22. 31. Do a rather large amount of damage to this creature, who, just like the other one, was still looking pretty good until you were done with it. It's still up, but it's barely up. Is that your turn? I'm going to assume yes to move it along. Castilla, you're up.
Catilla's
You're
at-
almost to those stairs, Catilla.
still doing
Yes.
still doing cardio, but hey, the spell's easier to maintain right
Yeah.
now. I wonder what's going on.
10, 15, 20,
I said at the start, it's
30,
wolf.
35, 40. Alright, I'm almost there.
Why couldn't I have studied cheetah's wild shape into?
And with advantage and anger at the loss of a mate.
All right. You have only advantage because of flanking this time, but you still have it.
It's also because Flux is within 5 foot of the creature.
Okay.
I got you, wolf babe.
All right. Go ahead. 13 damage.
And I want that strength check.
It's still up.
Whatever I do, best stop moving or it will be painful for you.
Okay. Dude. The 19 passes. It's still up.
Yep.
Okay. Grimbald, you're up.
All right. Time to stealth shoot me, the wyvern.
You definitely hit the wyvern.
18 damage.
It's dead. You go for the other eye, but this time at the right angle, and it just goes straight into its brain. It slumps over. Yet combat is not over yet.
We still have 2 sleeping gobbos, technically, whose heads we need to cave in to save on
Odd
ammunition
how that
for my
is.
crossbow.
I'm sorry, that was rude of me. Is that your turn?
I am going to use.
For the record, I will move these two away. That way you guys can see the goblins easier.
Stealth and move, so I'm gonna just come over to this Gaba.
Okay. Still fucking asleep. Still fucking asleep. Would not be able to take out all of you even if it was awake. Struck's going to.
Hey, you missed somebody there in that initiative order.
Oh, where the fuck did you go? Oh, I apologize.
It's someone big, red, and horny.
It's Abraxas' turn.
Brackus walks up. Leave them alive. They may know something of what was going on in this. And I cast entangling vines. So vines wrap around the goblin. It's no action that wakes him up, but he's down restrained.
Okay, this one is restrained?
Yeah, I cast Nature's Wrath with my child ability.
Or more icons on him.
Fucking...
Tie up the other one.
He's more icon than Goblin now.
Yes, he is. Tie it up. Fuck it, web. There it is. He's webbed. He's tied up. He's netted.
Spider kissed.
All right, Struck is going to move to here. It's rather surprisingly agile.
Yeah. Where's his fucking rolls for that shit?
It's a 5-foot thing, and he's a fucking ranger, so fuck you. It's gonna be his turn. Fucking dead. Bren, you're up. I'm gonna tell all of you, this was rated as a deadly encounter if you guys had gone in stupid.
I mean, we have at least 3 stealth characters here.
I mean, it's still wyverns. Either way, they could have fucked us up. Just a wyvern.
Oh, very much so.
Hit with that stinger, and it's done.
If they'd actually gotten airborne.
Yeah.
Airborne's not that much for wyverns because they still don't have like reach, but
that's
stinger will
no, but it gives them mobility to be able to go in.
Yeah, no, they were gonna do dive attacks. The problem is the fucking riders, the commanders of the wyverns were going to sleep, so they had to wake up, get ready, get on the saddles, and then get them out. So you had essentially 2.5 turns.
You missed the bit. Okay, fine, cool.
Brett, Diplo, I know you're distracted. Abraxas did ask you to leave him alive. Are you still gonna stab him? Give you a chance to. She won. All right. I'm gonna rule it. You kind of just knock the goblin out.
Should knock the sleeping goblin.
Knock the unconscious goblin unconscious.
Are we trying to play into double unconscious?
Was magically asleep. Now he's knocked the fuck out.
It's a brief second of consciousness, and then goes back to unconsciousness.
It's like,
to knock those goblin unconscious.
like that was a nice dream. Ow!
It shall not return to unconsciousness.
All right, that is combat done.
And wolves fade away.
Okay.
I mean, we could do war crimes to them later. Don't worry about it.
Hey, looks like we took care of everything.
Grimwald's always up for war crimes against goblins.
We captured these two alive. I'm interested in what they know about that obelisk and what's creating this nature disturbance.
Yes.
Careful. The ground's painful over there.
That would have faded by now. Boop. I'm gonna leave the bodies that need to be up.
Now go see what they got in their little pile of junk over here.
All right, give me an investigation check with advantage because you're not hurried at all.
Investigation.
Okay, 23. You find quite a bit of gold It seems to be stamped with something with an icon you've never seen before. Some lost ancient civilization. It's about 1,000 gold pieces in a giant pile. It's got about in that stamped that same way about 4,000 silver pieces. It's just a mix of those two. There's a couple of there seems to be a golden vase, some jewels. You have 2 very nice rubies worth about 200 each. You have several emeralds, about a handful worth about 100 each, which for you is 8 of them, for the record. And a single, actually decently sized diamond that's worth about 1,000 gold. Besides that, you find a sword, 3 pots of greater healing. You recognize them. A dagger that you don't recognize. A fancy decanter that on the outside is decorated in a copper engraving of a spring all around along that.
Every fucking 5e game gets one of these.
Yep. The each picture of the engraving is the spring of becoming more and more powerful. There are 3 of them.
Hold it up. Guys, we got our MacGuffin.
You also find another potion that seems to have at first glance seem to have nothing in it, but as you swirl it, you see there it's actually a very clear liquid. Besides that, the only other thing you find is a decently made studded leather. It seems to be made of a very old but well-preserved leather that has nature engravings on it. It has a wonderful forest scene.
This piece belongs to the museum.
I hope you were marking down all that stuff.
I mean, I'm assuming Neotag's reading off of a list he can give us later, because I was
Yes.
not.
I have a list.
I don't actually have anything handy to write anything down with.
The sword is a rapier, for the record.
Oh, good. I use those.
Yep.
I don't often get the opportunity to, but I do, in fact, use those.
This was supposed to be a deadly encounter if you guys went stupid, so I gave it quite a bit of hoard.
Okay. Well,
Mm-hmm.
it's a good thing we were smart.
Yes.
Not
deal
gonna
with
lie, if
reinforcements.
you had alerted one of those goblins, it would have yelled out, which would have given the wyverns an advantage in getting out before you could even get up to them. You wouldn't have ambushed the chieftain. He would have been able to do some more spells. So you guys were actually pretty damn smart.
That we were lucky with the rolls. Let's not get ourselves there.
I mean,
You went-
anything called a barn, and that's that big, holds something you don't want to mess with, so...
Not until it's on your terms.
Not gonna lie, I was giving each goblin a -5 to their perception checks for that because they had no idea you were coming, and they were all essentially getting ready for bed. So that's one of that even with that low roll you had, they didn't fucking notice. Kiri, you went up to the wyverns. What are you trying to do?
I'm gonna see about like maybe trying to extract the venom into like maybe some empty sack into like a empty empty things.
Survival.
I have a flask if you want to borrow.
You just
Want.
cut the tail off, throw it into a bag.
Actually, that'd be a good idea. I'm gonna cut the tail off and put it in the bag.
Survival, you're trying to just cut it off without causing the venom to loose.
How? What? Just cut higher.
Wrong one. Sorry.
Yeah, you might gotta use your own. We'll let you re-roll.
It's like a snake. You cut off its head. I can assume the venom's not going to get fucked up by that.
You successfully, skillfully
Right.
cut off around the muscles and everything that would involuntarily trigger it. and you successfully cut off quite a bit high on the tail.
Nice.
Pretty heavy, but you
Boy.
take them both.
I think these are good prizes.
All the wyvern bits we need.
2 wyvern tails.
Yeah, the wyverns don't have good scales for making armor because that's their weakness is low
Yeah.
armor.
Just shitty baby dragons for people to beat up early in the game.
People who aren't mad enough to just go fight an actual baby dragon.
You guys have your
Stuff.
you don't hear anything else in the distance?
Do you want to
Just
talk to
sound-
these goblins now?
I don't know what this thing is, but it's out of my pay grade, so I'm gonna leave that for whoever else thinks that they want to go fuck with.
What was it?
Do we want to talk to these goblins now?
Yeah, I can.
I flick the restrained goblin.
Okay, you flick him, you wake him up.
I can facilitate
I-
translations.
Fly, get away!
Yeah, you can't do that. Well, actually, I don't know what he's saying. Katilla,
Oh no, I'm translating for you.
tell him he can't do that. Katilla, you're...
Fly, won the troop.
You're not flapping your arms hard enough, you moron.
I'm just like cuff him upside the head. It's like, stop it. We won.
Fuck it. Kill me. Why am I
would.
alive?
He doesn't want me to.
Why? He looks like he would squish me with his boot.
Yeah, he'd probably do it with his hand. Anyway, I turn back to a practice and speak in common again. So we want you. You just want to know what he knows? I look back at him. What do you know?
This,
What's going on here?
They're doing something with the obelisk. Something's going on with the nature in this area. He might have a chance of knowing something about it.
I'm gonna kind of just press them for like information on their mission here and the contents of any messages they would have passed on. They did over here. Someone called the messengers.
Oh, I don't know. I've been doing the same thing my family clan's been doing for about almost 1,000 years now. We're here to break the obelisk, destroy it. We don't know why. They stopped telling us like 5 generations ago.
Yeah, they don't know anything. They've been trying to break this thing for like 1,000 years now. Apparently, whoever knows why hasn't been talking about it for at least half
He
that time.
speaks of it makes the trees grow faster. That's all we know.
Well, he can at least confirm it makes the trees grow faster.
Okay, well that's good. Does he know who knows why they want to break it?
I will ask.
With that, you ask him that question, and you watch as he starts to convulse.
I open his mouth and grab his tongue. This fucker ain't joking on himself.
You grab his tongue, and it starts to slowly erode away, as so does the rest of his throat.
That's
It starts to bleed out.
No, fuck this. With his tongue in my hand, I cast lay on hands on this fucker.
I will heal.
Here, by the guys.
Okay. Does lay on hands get rid of a curse?
Give me a second. If I said it did, would you believe me and not check?
I mean, here's the thing. If this one dies and you can at least determine it was a curse, we can decurse the other one and ask him the same question.
It cures disease and poison.
Unfortunately, technically, this is not a disease or poison. This is a curse. As you try to heal him, you pump him with some life. It keeps him alive a little bit longer, which to him must be torture. As he slowly starts to bleed out as he loses all his vocal cords, his lungs.
I'm just off to the side, taking weirdly detailed notes of what's going on here.
Weirdly long puffs on my cigar.
He's like just making mental notes, like.
So like, no, I actually have a piece of. I got some parchment out, and I am literally writing down all of the symptoms and everything it's going through right now.
just
Yeah,
have to
no.
scream questions at the goblins and they'll kill themselves.
Ugh.
Like,
Yeah,
His voice
I
is the
gotta
killing
kind of
word.
glance and see if anyone's kind of just questioning why I'm doing this. I'm just gonna
you
say
can
I
give
might
me,
know some
if you
people
want, both of you, you can give me an insight check, Castilla, since you were close enough, you can as well.
who.
Castilla, you notice. No, we're gonna start with Grimbald. Grimbald, you don't know what the fuck happened. You just started taking notes as soon as it started. As soon as essentially Abracus started losing
to grab
grip
the
on the tongue. Abracus, you saw fear in the goblin's eyes right as it started happen, and you don't know what else. Castilla, you saw it plain. There was surprise in his eyes. He didn't know this was going to happen.
Interesting. So, whatever happened, this guy was not expecting to have happen. Yet, seemed to tell that something was happening. What'd you
This
get?
was not a, to put it in better perspective for Abracus here, this was not a proud death. This was not something he saw. He was fearful. This was
Didn't know what the fuck was happening. He was trying to talk.
he's been
That's what
stuck in this
forced on this
place. His
man.
family's been stuck in this place for like 1,000 years, as far as he knows. It could be
longer, yeah.
less than that, but for like 1,000 years, like, I hate this fucking place. Just get me out of here or kill me.
I only got one of those wishes.
Okay, so we don't ask the other one that question.
Yeah.
No, we do not.
My mind disappear once the target's dead.
Okay.
Well, shall we wake up the other one?
Bryn, you want to hold this one down or pin his arms behind him? Don't let him do anything.
Oh fuck. That was. Why are there 3 nets?
Nets, more different net.
I flick his forehead.
Fly, report. Let's go.
We've been through this. No, just no.
What do you want? Why am I not dead?
Why are you here?
Clan's been here for like 600 years. They've been ordered to break the nature monolith.
What's nature monolith do?
Makes the plants grow better, faster, stronger. Helps druids with spells.
Is that all you do in the area? Just take down the monolith?
Good game in the area. We eat better than most. To hunt.
There's no other actions you do in the area other than hunt and take down the monolith?
I mean, every once in a while, the fucking trolls come by with a load of wood to get shipped elsewhere. Other than that, no.
Where'd you get the treasure from?
Oh, that. He looks over and sees that you've already kind of looted most of it. There goes my retirement fund.
You're a fucking lowly goblin. Ain't your retirement fund? Fuck off.
But wait a minute. This like kind of pausing. Like, goblins have a retirement plan?
It's almost like these goblins have been stuck here and they need whatever false hope fantasies they can fucking get.
I thought their retirement plan was getting killed by us.
Where did you get the treasure?
Various ruins around the area. Been gathered here for generations. Clan, every once in a while, the clan leaders would say to go investigate ruin. We'd find
Okay, they
stuff
gave-
and
they
bring it
gave us
here.
a map when we left, right?
What did you say?
Did they give us a map when we left the capital?
You got a makeshift map of what they, which I'm going to move everybody here for a second. You guys got a makeshift map of what they know about the area. This shrine was on the very edge.
Everything's black. There it is. I had to scroll down. There, found it. I found life.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna actually kind of show the makeshift map, and I'm just gonna ask him if he can recognize anything on it to kind of point out where these other ruins are.
Well,
See if they correspond to anything we don't already know about.
there's the Ruin River town. It has a bridge on it that we used to cross, and he points to here. You're noticing these goblins don't give a shit. They know they're dead.
I am trying to pump this man for as much possible useful, like logistical information on their movements in this area as I can.
Just don't ask him about his leaders.
Apparently, can literally ask him anything else.
He points over there and he says that used to be a human town. Doesn't know anything about it. He's never been there. And then he points to the north and it says big mountains full of dwarven ruins. Floating.
Where was he pointing for the dwarven ones?
He just pointed north into the darkness on your map.
Okay.
And he says,
Put a vague X in the darkness. Like,
Yeah.
oh, yeah. Question mark X.
you do have the trace. You do have some mountains on your map right there.
Yeah.
Besides that, I don't know anything else.
It's already more helpful than we expected you to be.
Do you feel regret for your actions?
No, fuck you.
Okay, I kill him.
I could have done that for you.
Okay, you fucking just. Immediately after he says no, fuck you, you just kill him dead.
Just grab his skull and crush it.
Well, it's more info than we had.
Good, bro.
It's more info than we had before.
Yeah, at least we know about where they move their troops through.
Catilla, remind me of what we were doing here. Do we have to stop this nature or just investigate it?
Investigate it.
At Catilla, at that point, you feel a pulse through your very druidy being.
Very true.
You look over and see Struck, who has turned completely evil once creating the powers of the obelisk.
You guys actually, a couple of you actually turn over and see Struck with his hand pushed out, and he has a tiny little creature is touching the obelisk. That
Struck, what are you doing?
I'm fulfilling the mission.
Struck, answer the question without bullshit. I put my hand up.
Fine.
Yeah, I got my crossbow up too. Mission for who?
The Druid Circle knew that eventually, if they ever could get here, they had to take control. Some time ago, and Abracus, I want you to give me a perception check with a +5 bonus,
Oh,
and with advantage.
At this point, it doesn't matter. He's got that 22.
Yeah. You notice that what's in his hand is a tiny little dust fay. You recognize them immensely. They like to run around they like to run around through the plains of grass.
give me an image of the dust fay, Neil.
I'm not gonna
Give
give
me
you
an
one.
image of the dies or not.
No. I purposely am not giving it an image. Fuck you.
That means it must die.
That means I know what it is.
It's not a germaline. It's a fucking. What's the flightless pixies?
The methods?
I forget
No.
what they're called. It's one of those. The flightless pixies.
Brownies?
Yeah, sprites. This creature came to us quite some time ago through a hole. It didn't know where it came from, and it spoke. We spoke with it, and we learned that it could help revitalize this obelisk. This obelisk is to one of the nature gods, whose name's been lost to time.
I put down my hand.
Okay.
The
They're
fey
reluctantly
creature,
lowering the crossbow.
this fey creature, which its name is not something I care to pronounce because it's not one I can. And that is both the GM saying and Struck. My mission was to bring it.
Silky, is it?
Yeah. My mission was to bring him here if possible and have him do what he needs to do. He has been given this mission by the Order of the Druids, and that's all I know.
Okay. Well,
You see him. He's been touching around. He starts to glow. He starts to phase into the obelisk. You see the obelisk essentially disappear.
Do I still sense the... So the obelisk has disappeared.
Oh yeah, no, the power is still radiating through from the ruins. It's just you no longer see the obelisk. It's gone somewhere. Struck
Uh-oh.
steps down and goes, I guess that was the mission.
I'm going to take my spear. I'm going to point the pointy end away from it and try and tap where it used to be with, like, the blunt end. Like, to see if there's still anything there if it just went invisible.
No, there's not. Where was a stone obelisk that had several colors of glowing green? There is just open air now.
Yeah, it's gone.
You want to inspect the base of the rock?
Yes, I do.
Okay, give me an investigation check.
Nope.
Rock broke.
shit's gone, yo.
Shit's gone, yo. Rock broke.
Shit's gone, yo. Druid magic beyond my understanding.
You do know, because you are a druid, that the druid circle is, well, not unofficial. It is essentially something that the retired druids of the army, some of them tend to join. They advise the nation when needed. They have earned many favors, and they have several high-powered druid in their rankings.
I'd expect me to have some high power elf druids.
That's something you get for free because you're a fucking druid
Yeah.
in the army.
Yeah. It'd be kind of weird if I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Like, she may have slept through a few classes, but she'd actually slept through that one.
Struck goes, sorry, I did not mean to keep this from you, but I was sworn not to. In case things went wrong, I was ordered to get him the fuck out of here.
Well, at least it's sent off there. Then guess we head back to the fort and report our success.
All right. Well, I don't require identify because I hate that on equipment.
Is there even
If
identify?
you want to know if anything's magical, you're still gonna have to detect me some magic.
Yeah. So what was the thing that we couldn't identify?
You couldn't identify any of it. You just know you knew there were various things there.
I cast detect magic.
The sword, the rapier is magic. All the potions are magic, but you already knew that. The dagger is magic. The shield is not. None of the gems are. The golden pot is not. The decanter is, and the leather armor is. To give specifics, because again, I hate identify in this case, you have a +1 studded leather. You have a decanter of endless water. Yes, you were right, fucking Savick. Of course it was that.
It's just so bug standard.
Negativity said +1 studded leather.
It's
Seems
something
well
that
made, but
fit
oldest
the
has a
theme of
nature
the
ingredient.
area.
I know, but that's the problem. It fits the theme of so much. It's like everyone gets a decanter of endless water
More
eventually.
people need to throw the giant mechanical crab you can create.
Yeah,
instead
no,
of the
no one
decanter.
uses the apparatus of Kowalsh, and that's
Negativity said
sad to me.
decanter of endless water.
As
The
someone who
have
likes
a-
Utopia,
in a
which had a
copper
perfectly
resin
good
of a
example of this
spring green, each
apparatus.
more powerful than the last
You have a
dagger
dagger of
The
venom,
scabbard seemed to be depicting.
a potion of invincibility, 3 potions of greater healing,
Neataganji said 3 pots of greater healing potions
and
of
the
invisibility.
last item you can't identify. You just know it's a magical rapier. With your skills of what you can use right now.
Interesting.
Like, can I identify it?
You would have to use identify.
but
Says the
for
man who
some
ain't
reason,
identified.
my religious beliefs say that the goddess. My religious beliefs that identify as a hassle, and I shouldn't have to use it.
Fine. As far as you know, it's a +1 rapier. Okay.
Fine, I'll take the rapier and I'll just spend an hour sitting with it to learn what it does.
Yeah.
Like how magic
Okay.
items
It
supposed
is
to-
a. You do that. It's a rapier of vengeance.
Hmm.
You have now cursed yourself with an item.
I mean, I was already cursed with vengeance, but okay.
This is why I identify as a
I'm
hassle,
a-
because it allows you to hide curses.
I'm a rogue dwarf scout with an unusual hatred towards goblins. I'm pretty sure vengeance is already somewhere in that backstory.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
So it doesn't really feel that much different.
It feels like Tuesdays.
Oh, this is a new site. That's interesting. I don't like that ad.
Also, I don't think you get the curse from items if you just spend the hour or tuning to
No,
it.
you do.
You just know what it
Yeah,
does.
tuning curses you.
Gives you the curse. Okay.
Yeah.
Attuning to it is what gives you the curse.
Well, what does the curse do?
Essentially. Go ahead.
Yeah. You let me get it. I'll get it real quick. Boop. Here's what it does. I'll put it in the RPG chat.
Neatagaji said it is said that divine soldiers wield these golden +1 holy great swords in their battles.
No,
against
that's the
demons
wrong
and
thing.
other
That's for
evil
fucking
creatures.
D20. Never
Once
mind.
per day,
I
upon
thought I had the
successfully
right one.
striking an evil
I was
line,
like, divine golden. Oh, fuck you. That's not right. Here it is. You gain a +1 to damage war weapons, because that's what it is. Here it is. This is the right one. Because fuck that other site.
Neatagaji said you gained a +1 bonus to attack
You get a
and
+1
damage
bonus to
rolls
attack
made with
weapons.
this
Is
magic
cursed. The
weapon.
weapon is cursed and
Curse.
possessed by a
This
vengeful
sword is
spirit.
cursed and
Becoming
possessed by
attuned
a
to it
vengeful
extends the
spirit.
curse to you as long as you
Becoming
remain
attuned
cursed. You
to
are
it extends
unwilling
the
to
curse
part with the sword, keeping it on your person at all time. While attuned to this weapon, you have disadvantage on attack rolls made with weapons other than this one. In addition, while the sword is on your person, you must succeed a DC 15 Wisdom saving throw. Whenever you take damage in combat on a failed save, you must attack the creature that damaged you until you drop it
Cool.
to 0.
Got it. So we're just gonna go find a church, cast banishment on it, and boom, done. I got myself a +1 sword.
That's a pretty cool sword. Can I see it, Grimbold?
Ow!
Sure. Just turns into the fucking angry Bilbo from the first Lord of the Rings.
That's exactly what I was picturing.
Precious. Be honest,
Okay.
I thought the rogue would like the dagger of venom, but you went to the rapier.
I
first,
actually
like-
have a rapier as my main melee weapon, though. The daggers I mostly have for throwing for when I run out of bolts.
fair enough.
They're just my backup ranged weapons.
Okay, well, I can take that stuff off my word pad of magical items on upcoming tasks.
I still like that dagger. I mean, that's a decent like assassination dagger, but
Which I'll be
so-
honest, I really, now that the session is over because it's 10, unless anybody wants to do something real quick.
nah, really, nah,
Okay.
we're good.